Namaste, my beautiful queens. First of all, I'm not gonna put no cards down in this video. I feel I must tell you these things, even though I have told you these things already. But I am gonna repeat these things because this is so simple. It's right there in you, in all of us, but we rarely pay attention to such things. Of course, I could put down the cards, tell you what the card mean, ask question, put the card, tell you what that mean, and just why do I bother? You know, why do I bother to explain you things, to try to have at least one of you hear me? I don't know. I do not know why. Because I hope it's going to help somebody. So, what is one very crucial thing? And before I start, I will put all the videos about, which I call them life-changing videos, about subject connected with the partners, which might be very wrong for you, for your physical health, emotional health, for your spiritual health, for your well-being. All those videos are recorded by me, and I put them all together. They're gonna be links under this video. Many of them, I've received thousands of letters in the last 2 years when people told me that I've saved their lives. So this is why I'm talking about it. So what is crucial for you to know? Why you need to think about it? Be honest with you, queens. Psychology, everything in our life, in our physical life, no one denied, of course, the existence of karma. Karma is always there. Karma is under our feet. Karma is not far away. We are karma. We are here to deal with karma, to learn from karma, to make things right. Yes, no one says there is no karma, but beside karma, it all boils down to psychology. And nowadays, you have information under your fingertips, and you do not even have to go to the library. 20 years ago, I would have to go. I didn't even have the phone, not the mobile phone. I didn't have a normal, ordinary phone. I would have to drive, take 3 buses to go to the city library and spend 3-4 hours there, hungry, moneyless, reading the books. Nowadays, you cannot have excuses that you don't have the time to get into your Google and your phone and just put there how the abusive relationship look like, or what are the toxic relationship, what are the reasons for me to get into toxic relationship, and so on and so on. We all want to be happy, right? You cannot tell me, any one of you out there, sitting out there, none of you can tell me, I want to suffer, I want to be devalued, I want to be treated as empty space, I want to be ignored, I want to be humiliated. None of you, I am sure, wants to tell me this. I am sure all of you want to be happy. But the problem is that just like having beautiful sculpted body of a bodybuilder, or I don't know, Jennifer Lopez, this takes work, this takes the right food, the right exercise program. This doesn't come by itself. It requires work. Happiness and joy, you being able to build it and to be happy, that all somehow we think that it's just happiness just gonna knock the door and just gonna walk to us and we're gonna be happy. Another problem is I believe that psychology, at least basis of psychology of relationship, have to be taught in schools, in starting kindergarten all the way up. So what is the thing you must understand? We are all the result of our childhood. There is expression in Slavic language. We all came from our childhood. I want you to understand that your relationship with men, please hear me, your relationship with men, usually you subconsciously choose, not consciously, but subconsciously, you choose the relationship which will mirror your situation in your childhood. In 90%, please hear me, with your father. And you can get the wrong partner, spend years trying to, hoping that things are going to change, dreaming that things are going to improve, dreaming that he's going to change, understand, improve, something. And at some point, if you were in relationship with a narc, with a beast, with a narcissist, with a manipulator, at some point your intuition screams you either gonna run or you are gonna die. Because the last stage of toxic and abusive relationship, the very last stage, either you feel you want to murder, and I'm not even talking metaphorically, you feel you can murder that person who drives you to your edge because you're not yourself anymore. You've been damaged emotionally, physically, psychologically, or you unfortunately start to have the suicidal thoughts because the life with a psychopath, manipulator, abuser, toxic relationship, they destroy you and you no longer know who you are. They make you feel inadequate. They use gaslighting, self-gaslighting, and they use all the methods of manipulation, all the videos of how to know you're being manipulated, phrases they used, things they used is going to be under this video. The thing is, I can do this to you, but this is not going to really help you much. I mean, it's going to help you because here I'm telling you the truth. So, please, I want you to look at your childhood. I will explain very clearly. If a woman, and I'm talking all women all over the world, doesn't matter the circumstances, if a little girl, if when you were little, your father was, let's imagine Mishka is your father. Your father was not there physically. So, for example, he left your mother when your mother was pregnant. Or he left your mother, or your mother left your father when, when you were little. So, the bottom line, you were growing up and your father was physically absent, completely physically absent. You didn't have a father like me. I never had one. Or your father would come once in a blue moon, maybe once, twice a year. You would see him very, very seldomly, but he could be living in the other place with another family, so on. So what is the bottom line? If you were growing up with your physical father being unavailable for you, unavailable, he's not there, guess what is going to happen when you grow up? Subconsciously, this unavailable father gets into the structure, into the pattern, which you don't even realize exists there in you. What is gonna happen? You grow up, you become a beautiful woman, and it doesn't matter if you are 21, 51, or 81. You don't realize that pattern of your childhood existing there in you. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Guess what partner you're gonna choose if your father was not unavailable? You guess it. Guess, I give you one chance to guess. You will choose yourself unavailable partner. What does it mean? This man is going to be married, so he's not going to be physically with you, just like your father was not physically with you when you were growing up. He's going to be married, or he's going to be online. For example, I know a true case, 12 years. She was corresponding with this guy. She was in China, he was in Canada. He was married. They never even physically met. And when after she had already about 75 readings, and she came to me with the same questions she had to other readers, and other readers were telling her all bunch of nonsense, because this is what the readers usually do. I suddenly, instead of telling her nonsense, I wrote her an email. Please tell me, did your father present in your childhood? I believe that your father was completely absent. She was in shock. She wrote me, how did you know? No, my father left when I was 1. And this woman was 52. She wasn't a young girl. And I called her because she was in Canada. I mean, I said, no, this is psychology. It boils into psychology of your childhood. Everything boils down to your childhood. Everything. All these patterns you going through your growing up life in your relationship boils down to your childhood. This is why childhood trauma is not just a word. That's why when you come to a therapist, to a psychologist, they start with your very childhood, because this is the root of it all. And you can be 89-year-old, but if you never address those childhood traumas, you're gonna keep on repeating the same cycle. So she said, yes, my father was never there. So she subconsciously chooses herself a man who is in Canada, and he will always be there in Canada, and she will be always waiting for him. We started to talk, and then she found herself a therapist in Montreal, where she was living. This is why, yes, she was in Canada, he was in China. This is how it is. I could have done a reading telling her, you know, whatever cards would show me. So this is number one pattern. So even if this woman gets tired of waiting for that dude to do something, the core, the reason of her choice hasn't been addressed. So even if she sends him to hell, she will find herself another. This is why many women write me such emails. Why I always choose wrong men. Why I always choose emotionally unavailable men. Why I always choose married men, or they choose me. So this is why. Look at you and your father. You are getting yourself a replica of your father, mainly most of the time of your father. Unfortunately, sometimes, of course, father and mother. Now, we looked at one example. Physically unavailable men, so such women choose unavailable men. Either he's in another country, you correspond online, or he's married, he's unavailable. He maybe comes to you once a week and gives you crumbs off his table. Unavailable man, just like your father was. Married man who is online, a man is online in another country, or sometimes a famous man, a pop star, or something like this, a politician, an actor, because that man is unavailable. Loving him is the same as loving that father who was never there. So this is the pattern number one. Pattern number two, the father is there in the house with you. But no secret for Muslim families that a girl, in very rare cases, I saw Muslim girls who were loved by their father. Usually in Muslims' family, the follower of the bloodline, boys are considered valuable. And in some Arabic countries, I heard this phrase, less than nothing. You are a girl, you are less than nothing. So they don't even consider existence of this girl. So it could be you were born not in a Muslim family when you were a girl, less than nothing. It could be anywhere. It happens anywhere. So your father is there physically in the house with you, but he is emotionally doesn't give you no love, doesn't give you no support, doesn't give you no acceptance. I want you to understand one thing. Please hear me. I want you to please hear me, somebody. That the girls, I am talking about girls now, who were brought up by a supportive, accepting, loving father. Why father? Because for a girl, father is her first man in her life. So if the father was bringing up the girl who believes that she deserves only the best, he values, he just worships that self-value. He puts the self-value, self-respect, and self-love into his little daughter since she is little. Answer yourself this simple question, queens. Do you think this girl will ever have toxic relationship? Will this girl ever put up with an alcoholic, with a manipulator, with an psychological, emotional, physical abuser? No! She wouldn't even think of it. Because in her childhood, it didn't exist in her world. She was worshipped, she was loved, she was accepted, and she was told, you deserve the best, you are the best, you are the greatest. They grow up being successful women. They, of course, get the right man into their life. Maybe 1% of cases of such women, but even if they do get in wrong relationships, they usually come out within days because they were brought up in love and acceptance. Who gets into the wrong relationship, into relationship of sounding like this? We've been in separation for 32 years. I'm still loving him and waiting for him. That little girl was loving and waiting for her father to come. Just like I did when I was little. I had this fantasy, I had this dream that I'm going to be walking from school and my father is going to be standing there waiting for me. He's going to open his arms. I'm going to run to him and he's going to say, Aliyah, I'm going to take you far away to a beautiful place where no one's going to hurt you. So, please understand, if your father was emotionally, he was physically there, but he was emotionally unavailable for you, subconsciously, this is what you are going to adopt as the right thing. This is a problem. The problem is that since you're growing up, you are so used to have this unemotional or emotionally unavailable, not giving you love and care and support men, that you don't even realize that when you grow up, listen to this, if a nice, calm, caring, loving man tries to have relationship with you, you know what you're going to do? You're going to deny him. You're not going to start a relationship with a good man because subconsciously it feels wrong. Subconsciously it feels right when you are being abused, emotionally neglected, so on. Do you understand that? You might want to have happiness and joy, but you believe deep inside, because you were growing up in it, that you don't deserve. You do not believe that you deserve nice, beautiful relationship because you were growing up and your father or both of your parents were treating you like empty space. So when someone treats you nicely, you are going to run because subconsciously your subconscious says, this is not right. This is why such things require therapy, require work with a psychologist. Or if you don't have a psychologist, now they're all over online. You can go Luna and Soul and try their childhood trauma workshop. But the problem is, if it's not addressed, you're gonna keep on doing the same thing. You will get yourself a replica of your father. You will get yourself emotionally cold person. Of course, much worse, if your father was abusing you physically or emotionally, and he was abusing your mother the same, anything what was happening throughout your childhood gets this pattern in your subconscious. Even if you felt scared and terrified and you know this is wrong, you know you don't want it, your subconscious, if you don't address those childhood trauma, work through them with a specialist, you will again and again choose yourself a man who will be a mirror of your father treating you, or your father treating your mother, or your father treating you and your mother this way. Your relationship with men will repeat your childhood. Unfortunately, even deeper traumas, if a mother also was emotionally cold, so then it's doubled. Please understand that when you are healed and those wounds are no longer there, you cannot possibly choose a man who is not going to be there for you. A man is actions. Man is actions. People are actions. Does he love me? Does he want me? Do I mean something for him? Will he change? Will he be nice? Will he be kind? Will he be... Those questions, they make zero sense to you when you are healed and whole. The things of, I cannot forget him. He abused me, treated me as empty space. Do you understand how terrifying are these words? I cannot forget him, even though he did this and me. I cannot let go. I saw a man who robbed her, took all she had, broke her hand, tried to take her business. She barely escaped alive. And she was several months later crying that she misses him. Do you think it's healthy? Now I will give you another example. You see an alcoholic with a bottle of rum. He is dying of liver cancer. And he just can't stop drinking that rum. He knows he's dying. He knows that rum is killing him, or vodka is killing him, but he keeps on drinking. And when you come and you try to take that bottle of vodka away from this person, he cries and says, It's my love. I don't understand. It's my eternal love. Vodka is my eternal love. I love her. This is the being. This is alive. This is my destiny. This is what's meant to be. We cannot be separated. Are you going to take this as something normal? No, you will understand that this person has addiction. He's alcoholic and he needs treatment. And you, of course, not gonna believe that an alcoholic has eternal love with vodka or rum or whiskey or cognac. So why you think the addiction to abuser of any kind? Because emotional abuse is still abuse. Psychological abuse is still abuse. Manipulation is abuse. Physical abuse is one of them. There are tons of other ways to abuse you. But please understand, if you have a pull and you think it's love to abuser, this is the same as an alcoholic's going to tell you that vodka is his true love. Because this is codependency, neurotic codependency, adrenaline addiction, adrenaline endorphin addiction, wound bonds, trauma bonds, codependencies of all kinds. This is unhealthy. Please don't call it love. Do not call this love, because this has nothing to do with love. This has all to do with traumas from your childhood. You did not address, and you keep on choosing yourself the same partners as how you were treated when you were a child. Another important thing. God's help me, I hope someone will hear me. Your partners you choose for yourself are the mirrors of how you treat you. Please hear me. How you treat you. And also, you are treated by people the way you allow them to treat you. If you make yourself a doormat, soft, comfortable doormat, you put yourself on the ground and you say, hey, everybody, you can walk all over me. I am fine with it. Guess what? People are not going to say, this is not right. This is not right. Please get up and, stand in your strengths. No, people are going to walk all over you. People treat you the way you let them. People treat you the way you allow them. People treat them the way you let them and allow them. All people. If you let them walk all over you, they will. If you don't let them, they will not. And only the one person who must stand up for you is you. But, pay attention how you treat yourself. Because your partner is not only mirroring your childhood, your partners mirror you. I am worthless piece of nothing. You telling yourself, I am not deserving. Guess what? You will choose yourself a partner who is gonna treat you exactly this way, as nothing, as someone who deserves nothing. Please understand, we are living in quantum transition time. Mirrors, everything is mirrors. Everything is either mirror of your traumas from your childhood, of how you treat yourself. Because when you love yourself and accept yourself and respect yourself and treasure yourself, do you understand that no one could even think to treat you anyhow else? Because you are radiating this. You cannot treat me anyhow else. Because you treat you this way. If you hate yourself, if you think you don't deserve anything good, if you think you are nothing, if you think you don't have no talents, if you think that everyone mistreats you, guess what? You're gonna get yourself a partner who is going to show you how you think of you, who is going to show you how you treat yourself. It's gonna show you, do you respect yourself? If not, then your partner is not going to respect you. Do you value yourself? If not, how can you will find yourself a partner who is not going to value you. Give me a break. Do you understand the mirror? Your partners you choose, either the mirror of your childhood or the mirror how you yourself treat yourself. I hate me. I am ugly. I am worthless. I am fat. Guess what? You're going to get yourself a partner who's going to treat you the same way as you treat you. And why you treat you this way? Because when you were little, this is how you were treated, either by your father or by both of the parents. Or maybe you didn't have parents and there were people who treated you this way. This is why it's hard to address those things by yourself, unfortunately. And you can find a therapist now, a psychologist, a therapist, a counselor on internet and have Skype communication with them even if they are on the moon. It's nowadays easy. If you absolutely can't get yourself specialist, I'm going to give a link to Luna and Soul website. Try theirs. Please watch the videos under this video so you are aware. Only little people are going to watch this video, but I hope out those little someone heard me. And of course, I wrote a lot of things explaining these patterns in my book. You already know that. I have a book. So this is what I wanted to say. I just hope at least, you know, I can count on my one hand that someone heard me and someone will do something about it and get yourself up from being someone's slave to a queen shining brightly in your life. Namaste.